Are we
Okay,
doing
but
a
here's
short or a jean? I don't know what we're
a
doing.
jean. Do you want to have a
Really
stronger
jean.
rash between your legs from all of the chafing and the rubbing?
Hey guys, welcome to the official YouTube page for Calm Down with Erin and Charissa. This is where you can watch all of our ridiculous conversations and fun interviews. We have full shows, we've got pre-games, anything and everything that you guys could want. But first, you're going to have to subscribe. Just hit subscribe right there and you're good to go. And now you can calm down with us. Yep. Can you tell that we're reading this off a script? We hope so. All right. We need to calm down and wrap this bad boy up. Press subscribe. Thanks for listening. Calm Down with Erin and Charissa is a production of iHeartRadio.
5, 6, 7, 8. And action. Is this an echo? Because I'm in a kitchen. Sure is. For those of you watching.
I really want to know what you're going to do for dinner tonight.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Calm Down podcast. I'm on the road, and lucky me, my hotel has a mini kitchen. Not a mini fridge, a mini kitchen. So that's exciting. I will be here all day. Erin, my little bronze beauty, just got back from a much needed and deserved trip with your hubby. I'm on the road for work, coming to you live by the time this airs. Well, actually, the Belmont Stakes will not have even happened by then, but I'm in Saratoga.
You're there.
And I am ready. So for anyone that has anything for me to do in Saratoga, since I'm taking up residency here, I would love to. Although I heard Saratoga Springs, there's like these hot springs or something. I don't know. I got to check it out. But you know, I love me the ponies, so I'm excited to work the Belmont Stakes, which is actually in Saratoga, because last year it was at Belmont Park, and Saratoga is the oldest racetrack in America. Did you know? Fun fact for those of you horse racing.
There you are. You're back. You're good. Roll with it.
Steve, I told you I'm doing the podcast. Why could we possibly call him? Also, his picture when he comes up is Enrique Iglesias. I can't put down like something
He
serious.
can be your hero, baby.
I like change his picture all the time, and it's never actually him. It's just someone else, like Will Ferrell, Enrique Iglesias, Ricky Martin. Anyways,
perfect.
The racetrack opened in 1863. For those of you interested in a horse racing lesson, think about that. 1863. This horse track has been around. I can't wait. As a gal who loves the ponies, get on over here. I actually told our executive producer Bill Richards. I asked him if I could do some interviews on the horse, because, you know, now that I have a horse, I think I'm like some professional equestrian.
Yeah.
He said, he was like, no, but thank you for asking. And then I sent him a picture of me on the horse, so he had receipts that I'm actually able to ride the horse. He still said, no, you will not be doing that. But anyways, just happy to be here.
I find the women that do that I've watched it obviously on the Derby. The women that do that are incredible. I mean, I can barely, get out there. And let's be clear, I'm not running. We've seen videos. I'm not running anybody down. I'm too old for that shit. Kyle, I used to have to run down, but he's gracious enough. You really don't even have to run that hard, guys. Like, let's be honest. They'll stop for you. They will. But I give those women so much credit. That is, you are dealing with, how much does a horse weigh?
Hundreds of pounds. I don't know. I mean, it varies depending on the horse, but yes.
An animal. And then trying to catch, the person and conduct an interview and make sense and listen. And that is awesome. That is just,
you know what?
balls.
I totally agree with you. Maggie on our crew is the one that has the honor of doing that, because she is the professional to do it. But the what gets me about a horse is when, for a horse race, it's like, it happens at Preakness, it happens at any horse race. But like horses, I always think about what they're doing as like they're getting ready to like go into the starting gate. They're like, they always have like a trail horse like with them, and I feel like they're like talking to him or like playing with it. It's like, and like an athlete's like so focused and like concentrated on what they're about to do. And I fully believe a horse is, if anyone wants to debate me on whether or not a horse is an athlete, like, get out of here. Of course, a horse is
Sure.
an athlete. Hello. But like, they're like playing with the other horse. And I don't know, just like reminds me like these are animals and they're so fun. And there's like, I look at a horse and I'm just like in awe of like what this animal does and like how beautiful they are. But 5 seconds before they go on, they're just like, are supposed to run. They're like playing with the other horse. Yeah, exactly.
Kurt is so
Anyways,
adorable. He just texted and said, horses usually run from 900 to 1,200 pounds. And you got a sideline reporter on the back trying to,
yeah,
handle the horse, go after the person the jockey she's interviewing
yeah.
on a horse. I find it
Mhm.
fascinating. I find it incredible. I could never do your job and I look up to you. So way to go.
Exactly.
Maggie,
And that's why
you rock.
Correct. You just came back from a much needed trip, as I said. Tell me everything.
Oh, so wait, before we get to that, let's recap even before all that. We had a
Oh,
blast
yes.
on Fallon. We had a time.
We had so much fun. Thank you guys for whoever watched and like said stuff. It was so much fun. Erin
much
has
fun.
done late night talk shows before, but as I had mentioned on the podcast, I was a little nervous, not because
You were
just anytime
cute.
you do something for the first time, you are like, oh, okay. And like, you obviously knew what was going on, but it was great. We were so excited to be there. We were so thankful. And it was so interesting. And I don't know how you felt, but
Mhm.
Jimmy Fallon couldn't be a more gracious host. Like, usually it's us asking people questions. So like,
Yeah.
okay, sure, no problem. But being on the other side where like, you don't know what they're going to ask you, or you don't know like their style,
Right.
that wonderful human makes you feel like I've never met him before. And he made me feel like I've known him forever. Was
Yeah.
so lovely. Came into the dressing rooms before the show even started.
Which they
chatting us
don't
up.
all do, by the way. And I didn't know if he would. And I thought that was so cool of him to do that.
It just immediately makes you feel comfortable. And
Mhm.
it was really, I thought a lot about that after the fact, after we sobered up from celebrating our time on Fallon. I thought about how I want to make sure that any guest that I ever have, whether it's on Thursday night or on Sunday, or if it's, anyone that we have even coming in or coming onto the desk after the game, like just always make sure that they feel as comfortable as you can, because not everyone, you can be a great athlete and not like doing interviews or whatever the case may be. So I just want to make sure that like I treat guests the same way that he treated us, because I'll never forget
cool.
that.
Yeah, it's a lot going on. It's at his studio. I've never done his show either. I only got to do it once during COVID, and that was at home. He's great. It's so funny because, when people come and see us, like I said to Jarret the other day, people say the most random things. And I get it. It's your nerves. I mean, the first time I ever met Brett Favre, I asked him how he was doing. I asked how his wife was. I said his wife's name wrong. Like a total idiot. I grew up a Brett Favre fan. I know what his wife's name is. And I, fumbled that. So I felt like an asshole. Like I think about when you meet people that you've always wanted to meet, like, how do you keep your cool? And, when Jimmy came to say hi, I ran up to him to hug him and he was kind of like butt out, hi, like air kiss. And I was like, oh shit, sorry, are you not a hugger? And he's like, no, I don't want to get my makeup on you. Or probably he didn't want my makeup on him. So I felt so bad. And then when we walked out for real, he was like, now we can hug. And I was like, oh, okay. And I looked like a total asshole when I walked out because I was excited to hug him. But he is exactly, I feel like, what you want him to be. He was so great. I wanted to hang out with him after.
Yeah.
We wouldn't have known he was there because the damage the two of us did at a bar after was disgusting. You would have thought we won an Oscar, for Christ's sakes, not been on Jimmy Fallon. We were definitely feeling great about our appearance on the Late Show or the Tonight Show. Sorry. And I don't know how I got up for my flight the next day. I thought I was going to vomit, actually.
So we go out to a restaurant afterwards, and it always starts this way. Oh, I'll have a margarita, rocks, no salt. Then it was 7 margaritas later, and then we're off to the next place, and then we're up to the next place. And in the morning, and by morning, I mean 1:00 in the afternoon, I finally got up and I was like, how did this bitch get on her flight? I have no idea. But it was really fun, and you were not an asshole. I do have to always point out these things because means a lot to me, that you're always so protective and like you are, and I don't even know if you realize that you're doing it.
Let's hold hands.
Yes. So Erin, again, has been on these late night shows before and I haven't. And so we're about to go out. We're behind the curtain and it's like
It's
standing there.
cool.
It's like,
It was
and you're
cool
kind of
standing there, right? We were like, this is
right.
fucking cool.
I never, ever, ever, I was in a deep dive last night, because I couldn't go to bed after I got in here late. And I ended up down a rabbit hole as I normally do of like random shit on Instagram.
Yeah.
And I stumbled across this Ellen DeGeneres interview with Taylor Swift that was like so great and like 10 minutes long. And anyways, and it had brought up the fact that, you know, how one of my many reasons I love her is that she was like, never take for granted, like, this is where you always wanted to be. So like, don't be annoyed by the person that comes up that wants to say hi to you. Don't be annoyed by the person that wants to take a picture. Don't be annoyed by these opportunities because this is what you wish that you could have had one day. So if I would have told my younger self that I got to go on the Tonight Show with you and like talk about our podcast, like I would have been like, wait, what? So as we're standing behind that curtain, I was thinking to myself, like, this is fucking awesome. And I never want to think like, oh, of course, like this should happen to us. Like what or what? So Erin, my point is, Erin goes, should we hold hands? And
I just thought it was to walk out with you.
Sweet, because it was like, it's one thing to get opportunities and to do things in life by yourself, but like to get to do it with you, I just thought it was so sweet. And it was like two like young, like little best friend girls that are like getting this, you know, I don't know. It just said it was sweet the way that you said it. So we walked out like arm in arm and I just will never forget that. So you're always so good about it. So thank you.
And you forget, you know, to that point as well, you forget when you're doing things like that. And I think I had said that, like, hey, you know, like I want to try to remember this, like be in the moment. Cause a lot of times I go like, well, I black out. I'm like, all right, let's go. You turn into a machine when you're on television. But the response we got from our friends and coworkers was really cool. Like even like executives at Fox reached out and were like, whoa, the Tonight Show. How cool is that? And it was like, damn straight. It's real cool. So I was pumped.
Really cool. And I don't think it can be overstated too, that I felt so grateful to be there during Fleet Week because it goes and it reminds us that without, and this, I'm not saying this because it sounds good to say it. I'm saying it because, like I said, my sister was in the military, your grandparents, my grandfathers.
Sure.
Sit there and here are people that defend this country who risk their lives, who are away from their families on 10 different, you know, deployments. And I just never take for granted that like, here we get to do something cool, but these are the people that are in the audience. These are the people that should be up here being interviewed. So I don't know. I just also thought that was like an exclamation point on an already really cool experience. Also, how hot do like military guys look in their uniform? I dated one Marine when I lived in San Diego. Oh yeah. I dated a Marine and Semper Fi, his name was Jason, and he was like ripped and just like the picture perfect, like pillar of who like what a Marine looks like. And I don't know, I just always thought it was like, I didn't really love going to the base. It made me nervous, like showing my ID. I thought I was gonna get arrested. Like, you know, when you have like a cop behind you in the car and you're like, I've done nothing, but like, oh my God, what if I get pulled over?
My tag
you know
expired.
what? Oh my God. I think, by the way, I can't get in a car here in New York. I'm in New York right now. I still haven't paid the 2 speeding tickets that you and I got when we went to the Hamptons. I had never gotten a speeding ticket, you guys, in my life. Erin and I drive out to the Hamptons, got pulled over on the way out and on the way out there and then on the way home. Has your gal paid those parking tickets? Nope. Or not parking tickets, speeding tickets.
Of a car. Don't dare drive.
Does anyone know, like, could I get arrested if I am behind the wheel here in New York for unpaid speeding tickets or like court, or I didn't do anything because I don't live here. So like, where were they sending the tickets?
It's a fair question. I'd also like to say you're there working for Fox, so you shouldn't be getting behind a wheel anyways. So that's good. But maybe if you see a cop, you should tell them. Be like, well, because then you're outing yourself. But be like, hey, you know.
Hypothetically, I have a friend asking for a friend moment. I know, it just makes me think about that every time.
A couple weeks ago.
Yeah, is that my way to get out of a ticket? I was with...
Who were the guests? We were.
Oh my God, you guys, do you want to have a bratty moment? Should we say it? No? Okay, we
Yeah.
won't say it. Okay, we won't say it. For those
No,
of
don't.
you that are
No,
wondering,
don't.
no, there was a really bratty girl that we saw out, and we just had a fun moment. But anywho, back to us. That was
We
great,
drank like we
and
won an Academy Award
Emmy
after.
Award.
Yeah.
I'd like to
Yeah.
thank. Well, actually, since we're talking to the people that listen, I'd like to thank everyone that listens because I'm
Yeah. It
telling
was all
you,
about the podcast, which was so special.
exactly. And we were talking about it on the pregame. For those of you that didn't get a chance to listen this week, one of our you have her name in front of you. One of our wonderful listeners offered to make us outfits for the Taylor Swift concert. Shut your mouth. That is
Yeah.
so cute. And
We'll get
Erin just
into
told me
all
about
that.
it.
Yeah, we'll get into
Because
all that when we talk about the Taylor Swift portion of the show.
oh, Erin's producing this segment. Look at her.
Yep.
Look at her. You look like
I'm producing. I'm producing. We got to stay in order.
So you guys, I forgot my computer because I've been on the road for like already 4 days. And so I'm on the road for another 10 days. Did I mention that? Okay, we got it, Charissa. You're traveling. But I forgot my computer and my microphone. So Erin's producing this podcast. And I love right now that there's like, she looks like she's like a radio DJ. She's got like notes over here. She's got notes over here. And she's like, okay,
Control
bitch,
pad.
stay on task. Okay, go.
So we just went on a trip to Mexico and had a great time. Needed second trip without Mac. Did fine. Missed him, but we were good. Had a great time.
Wait, let's not glaze over that for a second. Let's not glaze over that because I think that's really interesting. Do you get nervous and like what's the feeling of like leaving him? Like where it's like you miss him for the first 5 minutes, or it's like I don't miss him at all until like a day's gone by? Like I have questions about this as a new parent.
Miss him throughout, but also I think traveling so much when we had him right off the bat for work has really helped. We probably do 3 to 4 FaceTimes a day to check in, make sure everything's good. Only thing I'd really be nervous about is if something happened and we couldn't, it was difficult to get a hold of us, but that's not happening because we have our phones.
Got it.
We've got so many hands on the ground over here in terms of, is it hands on the ground, feet on the ground?
It's boots on the ground, but that's okay.
Or
that's
boots
okay.
on the ground. Well, these were made for walking. And yeah, we have so many boots on the ground.
Don't put your hands on the ground.
Don't. It's so gross. So many germs. But yeah, if there was an emergency and needed help, we'd be okay. Yeah. I need help now though. I have very, very sensitive skin, and I'm not talking about acne. I have such sensitive skin that if I wear a baseball hat, I have a mark on my head. If I brush my teeth with very minty toothpaste, I get red marks down my face. My son now has this too. If like we had the bib on for lunch and he got a bib, like a red mark. It's just, I always have had sensitive skin. I don't know what in the hell was going on, but I was in the ocean for a minute. We talked about that, me getting clobbered by the waves. Then I went to the pool and I noticed right when I was leaving, I was like, I have like a little bit of like a rash on my legs, like some bumps, but I was like, whatever, it'll probably go away. I have sensitive skin. Cut to 3 days later, this rash is all over my entire body. I have it right now on my neck. It's on my face. It's not, it is red on my neck, but it's not super itchy. It's just really, really bumpy. So finally I decided to get in touch with the doctor and I was like, hey, what do you think? And she's like, it happens a lot. They put so much chlorine in those pools. You're probably so sensitive to it. I decided to take a Benadryl an hour ago and everyone's like, you're going to be so tired. And now it's like mind over matter. I've had 17 cups of coffee. I'm fine. I'm not tired. I'm fine. But yeah,
Erin's gonna fall asleep in like 5 minutes through the podcast.
Mind over matter. My doctor wanted to give me a steroid and I was like, I don't want to do a steroid. So I'm like hoping to God this goes away. That's a bummer.
How many days have we had this?
I got back on Saturday. It's Monday, but it really kicked up yesterday.
Flared up. You'll flare up. I'm glad it doesn't itch though. That's not, I don't like that where you're like, I'm sorry though. Is it all over your body?
Yeah. It's everywhere. Yeah.
It's the Christmas vacation. It's getting redder because you're rubbing it.
You're touching it. But anyways, let's go back to Mexico. We're in the pool where apparently I, was affected by the chlorine and we're talking about the podcast because several people came up to us while we were there. Forget the fact I'm on, America's Game of the Week and work, Super Bowls. Love you on Calm Down. Thank you so much. Jarret's like, sitting next to this girl as we're laying out, and she's talking about the Eras tour. And I go, oh my God, when are you going? She goes, I already went, but I'm going again. And she's like, I love you and Charissa so much. And I said, thank you.
So sweet.
She goes, you're going, right? You're just not telling anybody when. And I said, yeah, we're going. We're trying to figure it all out. So anyways, we get into the pool and Jarret's like, wow, calm down. And I was like, I know, it's incredible that people are so like into it. We always forget people are watching and are listening. I said, I posted a thing today about being a loud chewer. And I said how I have to have noise in the background when you're chewing because your jaw pops. And he goes, yeah, I saw that. That really upset me. And I was like, why? And he goes, well, I never bring up the fact that you chew gum with your mouth open.
Oh, Jarret from the upper deck.
And you know what? He's never brought that up. And I said, why haven't you said that before? And he goes, I don't know. But he goes, you chew gum so loud.
Whoa.
And I feel really bad. And he goes,
you know what?
Yeah, you know what? Give me a podcast. He goes, I'll have 4 hours of material. I was like, I'll have another margarita.
Okay. Here's what we're going to do, because Steve always has if Jarret and I got on there, Steve wants to call it martini talk. Okay. So, you know what, Steve, how about Erin and I take the week off of Calm Down, and all of you guys can write in questions for Steve and Jarret, and they'd be happy to answer them. They're waiting for the opportunity to have a rebuttal to everything that we say about them. Steve actually wants to be a part of this podcast. He's calling in the middle of it. No, I mean, my God, long-time listener, first-time caller, buddy.
Not a first-time caller.
Maybe this is good news, because maybe the podcast allows, him to open up and say things that he wouldn't normally say. It's bringing you guys closer.
Well, I now have anxiety that I chew gum a lot because I'm worried about breath. And I now feel like my whole crew feels this way about me, that people that have been around me. And now it's a real focus of mine to be a closed mouth gum chewer, because I didn't know I was. Because I'm so
here's what Erin does, everyone.
On everything that I feel terrible now.
Right. So now she's leapfrogged to the whole world thinks that she's a loud gum chewer, and she can never chew gum again. And it's why, oh my God, I'm stressed out about my contract because they think I'm a loud chewer. So I'm not going to, no, you're fine. But I do appreciate that Jarret said that.
Oh, he came out of the gates firing. Oh yeah. Well, you chew gum really loud. Thanks. So speaking of the Taylor Swift tour, we posted last week that we are going. We are so excited. Jarret has some anxiety and he gets me going. It's like, well, we need a parking pass and we need a car service and all this stuff. Anywho, we asked our listeners to give us some tips and we got some great ones. Everybody that wrote said sneakers, comfortable shoes, you're on your feet. And a couple people said they wore boots. They made a mistake of wearing fun shoes and they couldn't dance around. Like, wear sneakers and just enjoy yourself. Be comfortable. Weather could be a factor in terms of rain, in terms of heat. There was people said, they like to dress up in sparkles, your favorite era. Somebody said we should have shirts made that said, do it for America, with an 87 on the back. That's so cute. And in fact, like you said, we have a woman who is adorable, and I just DM'd it to you. Her name is Lauren Elizabeth Design, and she said she would love to dress us.
Lauren Elizabeth Design, I can't take it. And yes, I would love for you to, if you're offering to make us outfits, I mean, that is so sweet. And so along those same lines, you know what? I just got to say to people, because people, I don't know why I'm even having any sort of effort or energy put towards this. Do you guys not understand that we don't take it seriously about the setting up Taylor and Travis thing? It's become a running joke, okay? We never, ever
have claimed.
have claimed or declared like, yes, we do it tongue in cheek because he's the one that said originally that he owes us big time. It's now a joke. You guys need to fucking calm down. I need to calm down. I don't need to swear. When people are like, oh,
What
I love
did
that
you
these two.
see? What did you
Oh,
see?
just like comments, you know what I mean? Like when people are like, oh, I love that these two are taking credit for setting them up.
Oh,
It was
yeah.
actually Patrick Mahomes or it was someone. And I'm like, you guys.
Cool.
Oh my, relax. It has become a joke. And by the way, Travis is in on the joke. That's the whole thing. So for any of you that are making comments like we actually are taking credit, relax. We aren't.
We aren't
just love
taking
her.
credit.
We love him and we're happy that they're happy. Okay. Like, Jesus. Now back to Lauren Elizabeth.
You're actually reminding me of Travis right now when he's on tour with her and he's coming from some amazing, like either hotel or, condo that they're in. You're like Travis on the Eras tour right now.
Like, God.
Doing his podcast. With the background.
Which I know because his background changes every week. My background might look a little bit different than the palatial palace that he's going to be in. But either way, I wonder if he forgets his equipment.
Oh, yeah. There were a bunch of articles that came out about that whole thing because Travis was so great and he commented on the Tonight Show Instagram and everything. And yeah, I saw a couple things. Oh, they're taking all the credit again. And it was like, your clickbait is so boring. It's so boring. And imagine them. I mean, I said this on the trip with Jarret. At one moment, someone's saying they broke up. At another moment, they're engaged. And then there's another thing where somebody's like, she's pregnant.
I can't imagine on any level where it's like you just have to like being that famous where no matter what you do, no matter where you are, like you have to anyways, that's a conversation for another time. But either way, this can't come soon enough. And by the way, it's already June. Sister.
It's coming.
Like, this is coming. This is like, I thought about Jarret the other day because, what's his phrase that he says?
Don't cram for the
exam. Don't cram for the exam. And I don't have an outfit. And by the time I get back home and then whatever, so I better get going because I'm cramming. Well, no,
we have Lauren Elizabeth design. I think I would like to take part in the sparkle part of the show. I just don't, I need to be comfortable. And I think, are we doing a short or a jean? I don't know what we're doing.
A jean? Do you want to have a stronger rash between your legs from all of the chafing and the rubbing? That's insane.
Well, we also wore leather to Justin Timberlake, which was crazy.
Well, I don't know. We obviously crammed for the exam on that one. We did not think that one through at all. But absolutely not. There cannot be any jean material on these.
Because are we going to be cold? We're not going to be cold? There's like 8 million people in that stadium, right?
This is what's really embarrassing. I was dancing at a club, which I don't have any business at this age dancing at a club. Actually, you know what? Okay, I'll dance at a club all night long, Lionel Richie. I was doing moves that I don't know, probably shouldn't have been doing. I woke up. It was 2 days ago. I was at a club. I'm still sore from the dancing in the club. I was like, oh my God, why are my legs so sore? And I was like, wasn't from working out, from dancing at a club. Sure did. Oh my God, I wore a skort. By the way, can we talk about, please talk to yourself. Let me show you this skort. I have it because it's still in my bag. Hold on.
Erin, where'd you get a skort from? Maybe Lauren Elizabeth design. I'd like to wear a skort to Taylor Swift.
Guys, this is serious. Never have I ever, shout out to Julia at Switch.
Oh yeah.
Because I needed an outfit. And Julia at Switch, this great store that, again, my sweet friend Erin, because every time I need something, Erin has somebody for it.
So cute. You could wear that to the Eras tour.
Shorts. We got a skort. I was moving and shaking in this thing, and that's why my legs were sore. A black, little sheer number, but never have I ever had more fun dancing because I wasn't afraid. Friday flip up day, no problem for this gal. It's a skort. You know what I mean? So I think that's the move, a skort.
I just said Lauren Elizabeth design. If you want to make me a sparkle skort. Skort,
shorts in the skirt. Skort. You never wore one of those?
I was so crazy looking. I couldn't even keep a skort up. I had to do elastic jeans. because nothing would stay on
Why?
this body. Why? Because I was so
Oh, because you're a
bony.
beanpole, you little cute thing.
Oh,
Oh, you're so tall and skinny. Oh, poor Erin. She'd wear elastic because she's so tall and skinny. I need elastic so it could stretch. The stretch bars, the
I
inner
love your
thighs.
skort. That's amazing.
Cute, right?
Yeah.
I'll wear it again. Whatever you wear. I don't know. I'm just excited for it. I love having things on the calendar to look forward to. I don't know how you guys feel, but it like makes me work harder because I'm like, okay, if I get through this and I get to do that and then that and that. I'm also out of breath from showing you my skort. Here I am. We got to get that rash taken care of.
Yeah, we have so
What
many
else do
things
we need
to
to
get
do?
involved with. That's really all I had on the rundown, Missy, unless you have more.
Well, I don't know. You did a great job producing today's segment. Thank you so much for doing that. And Kurt, our sweet producer who's filling in for Ryan, just said we're good to wrap. I did
You
see
got
that
the chat now.
now because I've been paying attention. I've just let you do everything because, I'm irresponsible. I'm the student who just cheated off your test. I love you so much. I've missed you. I feel like also I've been gone and you've been gone, so I haven't talked to you every day. And we did like a 10-minute catch up earlier on the phone, and it's not enough. I still feel like we have things to discuss. Never enough. Never, ever, ever.
Guys, keep sending your suggestions for us. We are very excited. And we're here for it all.
Tune into the Belmont Stakes. I will. For those that I know, I really the child in me loves covering this race. I used to go to the racetrack with my grandpa, and he would give me $20 to bet, and then not tell my grandma that we were at the racetrack because he was babysitting me, but we were going to gamble. So I get very nostalgic when I get a chance to work these races because I just think about my grandpa who has since passed, and I just love it. So tune into Fox on Saturday for the races, and I'll put on my Insta story all my degenerate gambling predictions. And I love you guys, and thank you for listening, and thank you for just like giving us a platform to have a chat every week. We love you.
Take that skort around Saratoga, sister.
Goddamn right. Love you.
Calm Down with Erin and Charissa is a production of iHeartRadio. For more podcasts from iHeartRadio, visit the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.